What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Red from Balanced Manifestation. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic rest of today. Today's actually my day off work, and I am thinking, you know what, maybe I should go outside, go for a quick nature walk, enjoy my vibe, and just see how life is and what life has to provide and what the nature is gonna do to this body, because this body has actually fucked up once again. At day 178, exactly, I have lost my streak. And am I guilty? Not really. Is it a little unfortunate that I did? Maybe, but on the grand scheme of things, I don't really feel bad that I did do what I did, and it is what it is, you know. And so from this new vision of head that I have right now, I want to give you guys some very, very clear, beautiful instructions that I've gotten. And like, now I can tell you that there is a big difference in your feeling when you're on it and when you're off it. Like, there's literally no way around it. There is a difference. Now, is it good for you, bad for you? I'm just gonna lay the couple things down, because I think it's a very important message that people should know and should understand what the heck is going on. So I'm gonna start off with one of the important things, that is your self-development journey. So and I'll get to two things, because the main reason people do semen retention is for two reasons, or no fap, for two reasons. It's for your own self-development journey, for your peace and mind, and for basically growth, let's be honest, right? So we have all that. So I'm here in this mini island right now, so I'm just gonna be talking while I roam around here and give you guys a little talk. So let's start off with our self-growth journey. So let me be real honest. As soon as I ended my streak, and this time I didn't do just that one thing where like I accidentally messed up and continued. This time I was conscious about it, and I made the decision to do it. And after I did it a couple more times, because, and I'll tell you why too. I did it because I was working a lot of hours a day, and that's not necessarily about the stress. I can handle the stress. In fact, I wasn't even stressed to do it. But what I was realizing is that when I was having conversation with a lot of people, for some reason I was intimidating them way too much. I was definitely feeling this like gap between me being able to connect with other people and have a conversation with them and stuff like that. And so that was really bothering me, because I was not going there to just like pick on people, to be rude with people, to like mess around with people, give them bad energy. But for some reason I felt like, because I had such intense energy, or at least I felt like so, it was really affecting how I was communicating with these other people. So that did make a very big difference in how I was communicating with people. Because of that, I decided maybe I need to know what it feels like to be off it. Because I felt like in my head, I felt like I knew that that was the only reason I was making a big difference in my life. And so what did I learn? Yeah, it's actually true. I can't lie to you guys. And I'm being dead ass. This is not a prank. This is not even me shaming semen retention, no fap, or any of that stuff. The thing is, when you're on semen retention, you take life so very seriously, and which is a very important thing. If you haven't ever taken your life seriously, and you have constantly catching yourself being too lazy, it's very important for you to understand that you have to just be more easygoing with other people. But because I was on semen retention, my eye contact was so strong. Again, it's a very good thing for some people. In fact, it is a good thing. I'm going to be very honest. It's better to have the semen retention effects than not. That's why I'm back at it again. I started 2 days ago, and I'm back at it again. And let me just walk you through it. So I have myself on my semen retention journey. And so what I realized is, when I went off it and I started talking to people, for some reason people felt this like ease in their heart. Like they could just like calm down a bit and they could just talk to me. And even though when I was on semen retention versus when I wasn't on semen retention, when I was talking to these guys, I was always calm in my own body. I wasn't doing anything aggressive, rude, or with something intense energy. But the thing is, when I did go off it, when I would look at people, when I would have a basic conversation and I would be super chill, they were way more open. People connect to me more. People started actually liking me more for some reason, because my energy wasn't so intense. So I don't know what exactly is going on there, but there is something about that light feeling that you have your own heart that makes a difference with you and the people around you. So that's that. But the thing with also the self-development journey is that this is what I noticed. As soon as you go off semen retention, you're way more lazy. Like, you just want to sit there or like sleep. You want to be a couch potato. It's very easy to do that. Like, if you catch yourself, that's also one of the reasons I got on it, because I used to do that all the time. And it was funny, because just like that, within like a couple of days, I'm literally just like back at it. I didn't feel like working out. I was just sitting on my couch, or I was just sleeping most of the day on my phone. And so it wasn't a good thing. It was like I was catching myself becoming too lazy. I was losing my thought process of what my future was, and I was too caught up in the moment, which is good. It's always good to be in the present moment, as Eckhart Tolle said in his book, The Power of Now. You should always be in the moment. That's where your peace and happiness is. And if you're not in the moment, if you're in the past or in the future, that's where all the stress, anxiety, etc., will appear up. So now here I am, and I'm off it, and I see that I have an easier way to connect with people, but I get that at the expense of I don't have enough energy to be motivated to do stuff. I don't have enough energy in myself to actually go and lift the weights now. Like before, I didn't have to try. I would just go hit the weights. I would even feel much better. I would want to keep going because I felt so good. But now what was happening is that I was getting lazy as fuck. I didn't want to do the workouts, and that was holding me back. So that's that. Now let's get to the girls, right? What's happening there is that when you're in semen retention, yes, you get, oh my god, I cannot lie to you guys. Even me, I'm like an average skinny dude. I'm short as fuck, right? So, and I don't have that great, I mean, I think I look handsome as fuck, but in terms of anything else in my body, it's nothing impressive. But when you're on retaining your seed, when you're semen retaining, it's so different because it's crazy. I would just walk into a room and I would have people just like looking at me like they seen a fucking golden turkey walk in or something. Like people were just so impressed that I fucking walked in, and it had nothing to do with me doing anything specific. It's because I just had that energy in my body. It was so strong, it was so intense. It would like catch people like, whoa, like what, who is that, what is that, what's going on here? Like they would catch me like that, and I would notice that this happen a lot of times. But again, that energy was so fucking intense that I was just scaring people out. People were way too scared to talk to me. Even if I initiated the conversation and I made it super light and I tried to talk along and walk along their path, it's just like it was too much for them. It almost sounded like it's like a freaking bottom worker was talking to some like next fucking president or something, and it has nothing to do with it. We were all the same coworkers, we were all the same people, but it's that energy was making such this dynamic between one another person where they just they couldn't let go. They were just like, whoa, he has such high standards, I have to be at such high standards. And because they had to hold this high frame, they can't even like talk to you gently. And even if you try being chill and showing you how relaxed you are, they feel even more insecure because they're just like, oh shit, like he's so chill because he's so up there and I can't even be chill, blah blah. And they overthink a lot. And obviously it's a reflection of who they are, but it doesn't matter because even personally I was just like, yo, I want to talk to these people, I want to vibe with these people, so I'm gonna do what I have to do. So I did do that, and like I said, it changed the whole dynamic. Like I was going into work and I remember these certain people, they were looking at me and there was this intense energy, and it's almost like they had like a fight with me for years, and they were looking at me, it's almost like they already knew, like, yo, this guy like betrayed me 5 years ago, and all the anger, it's like it was all coming to me. But as soon as I'm off it, it's like every single person that like now they see me, they're just like, yo, this is my best friend from years ago. And it's funny because every time I would talk to them, that's always the energy I went with. Like if you have learned from real social dynamics, or if you have learned any social game or anything, you should always know that you should hold the frame that you want to be treated with. So when I'm talking to people, I'm not going with the frame of I'm this alpha tough guy who thinks I'm better than everybody. I'm actually going and just thinking, yo, I want to talk to these guys, I want to connect with them, get to know them, blah blah blah, and see how it is. So because that wasn't happening, as soon as I let go my energy, people were connecting to me more. I don't know exactly. I'll be honest, I don't really know what's going on here. If you guys, anybody from the community, know what you think really happened, drop it in the comments below. But yeah, but the thing is, now I've made a great connection with my people, but I think it's time for me to go back to it, because again, it's a tool now. Like I know what the tool can do for you, and if it's very strong, why not use it, right? It's a very strong tool. I should use it whenever possible. Now, the way I see it is like, do I genuinely believe that you should be holding it for years or months and stuff like that? At the stage I am right now, I personally don't think that's necessary. But I'll be honest, for a lot of you guys, because you haven't got to that stage yet, you guys are really addicted. You can't even go a single day without doing it, or 2 days without going at it, when your mind goes all over the place. For you guys, I'll honestly say, get to the point, at least where I am, where you have gone so many days without it, and every time you go back, it's not necessary for you to go back. Like me, I went back on it for a couple of days and I'm off it again. And my mind, I have wired it in such a way now, because of the development growth process. I'm in such a process right now where even though I did it, first of all, you never guilt yourself for it, because guilt gives you dopamine and then it makes you want to do it again. It's a guilty pleasure type thing. So now that I'm off it, I've understood that I can go back on it, and now I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go back on it for maybe a couple of months. Maybe I'll try to beat my 178 score. It depends on what the flow feels like. Whatever feels right. What I've realized is now, because of semen retention, my decision making has also become better. That's one of the things you also get from semen retention. Your decision making skills is way better. If you were making a lot of wrong decisions in your life, it will actually teach you to make the right decisions. So now, even though I'm off the retention, I've already learned how to make the decisions. Now, obviously, if I stay off retention for a very long period of time, that won't be good enough anymore, because you must adapt every single day. So I have adapted a decent amount to make a right amount of decisions. If I stay like this, I will stay like this forever. That's why you always must grow. You must grow and adapt. You must grow and adapt. So never hold yourself stuck in one place and say, yo, I got everything, I'm good, because you will get bored very quickly. Reality will hit you and you'll be done with life. So I understand that now. So that being said, there's that. What else is there? So you grow, there's that. You have mental maturity. You mature like crazy. Like the amount of people that looked at me, they're just like, you're just 20? Damn, you're so mature, blah, blah, blah. That's crazy. And even though I was being silly goofy half the time and I'm being serious half the time, people just like, holy shit, like, how does he do that? Like, you're just 20 years old. They're kind of shocked, because your mental maturity just increases to like this another level that people aren't ready for. People are like shocked. People just like, when I was 20, I was nowhere like that. And it makes sense, because again, I doubt some people were taking their lives so seriously, or they were in the semen retention journey and stuff like that. So yeah, so you have your stuff where you're growing, you mentally grow, your physical body starts growing, you have more motivation, you make more plans. So there's also that, right? Like when you're on the retention, you tend to plan it out. You're just like, okay, so I'm here right now and I want to fix my future, so I'm gonna do this, or I'll make these plans for my future. I'll do this because this is beneficial to me. When you're off retention, you're lost. You're just right here. You're just like, okay, I'm here. This is it. I'm okay with where I am right now. Because again, the most pleasurable thing, literally the most pleasurable thing in life is pleasure, which is sexual advancements in your body, right? Anytime you do anything sexual, you're gonna be so aroused. You're gonna have such a big dopamine boost. So there's nothing really more interesting than doing that. So if you have already busted a couple times a day and then you have decided to do something more beneficial for you, there's nothing you can do that's going to be more satisfying than that. Because of that, you have to learn to hold it and just do the other things and get your ducks aligned in a row. Now, from what I've learned, I think I've come to a decent understanding that semen retention is not something you're going to do forever, and neither should you. Dude, I don't think you should do it till like you find that one fucking woman and you're going to marry her and then have her kids, and like that's the only way like you should be busting. I don't necessarily think that's what it is. But I also don't think regularly, even weekly basis, I would say once a month, if you really, really want to go that way, is okay. But again, if you consciously keep telling yourself once a month, you'll get more desperate about it. But I feel like unconsciously, if you're doing it every 2 months, every 3 months, that's okay, because you'll have enough work done so that one little bust won't really ruin your progress. But you also must understand, okay, in my opinion, it's different. Some people on the YouTube semen retention journey and sides of things, they say that once you're on semen retention, as soon as you bust, it restarts. I don't think I believe that, because when I did it and I restarted, quote unquote, I didn't really restart. Like when I went back, I felt like everything was exactly where it was. And it just, basically it stayed there. There's nothing to grow from there, but it stayed there. I didn't think I like, boom, like I went down and I lost a lot of powers. Like it didn't happen to me. Like one of the other things that happened, because I'm looking at the trees and it made me remember, is that after so many days of being on semen retention, your vision kind of clears up, which is so ironic. I don't know the science behind this, anything behind this, but the way life looks is just beautiful. If you guys have ever done psychedelics, you will understand that when you're in the psychedelic, you know how like everything, like the contrast kind of increases and everything looks more beautiful and it looks nice, but the give is that your mind is kind of fucked up. Well, the funny thing is, when you're on such a long time on semen retention, I would say over 150 days at least, when you're over 150 days on semen retention, your vision kind of clears up like that. Your contrast keeps going high, your colors start looking nice. And the worst thing I was always scared of is that when I was going to be off semen retention, that thing was going to go away. Well, funny enough, again, like I said, I got off it, and even that same day I went outside and I looked, it was still the same. That thing doesn't go away. So I personally don't believe that if if you mess up, that you're gonna lose all your powers, you're gonna lose your confidence. Even that, I didn't even lose my confidence. Same day, or yeah, the next day or the other day, I went to work, and we always like dance at the very end, because I work at a clinic, everybody's, it's a serious vibe, so just to lighten up the mood a bit, we go dance. And the thing is, the last couple of days before that, when I was in retention, I was still like almost dancing, like okay, I was still learning how to like let go of my flow. But the day I did bust, I went and I was able to just go off. I was just able to dance naturally, and I wasn't even on retention. So again, a lot of people also say that retention is basically like a big placebo, which now that I'm off it, I could see it. It is a huge basic placebo, but at the same time, I don't want you to knock it out like that, because even though it's a placebo, you actually genuinely feel it. Even though here's the thing, it's like when you're talking to someone, you think they're feeling what you're feeling, but they're not. That's the thing. That's what I realized. The placebo is you think you're having this very intense, strong energy with somebody else, but when they're talking to you, they don't really feel it. So it's almost interesting. So it's ironic, because I was saying before that, like, oh, because of semen retention, when I was talking to people, they were like intimidated, and they had this energy that they didn't want to talk, and they could see it in their eyes. So yeah, there is that. Like your eye contact, definitely. Like I definitely catch myself now, like I will look away more when I'm talking to people, or I won't be able to hold a strong eye contact, or if I was kind of caught off guard, my eyes will flinch and I'll look away, because it's normal to do that. But when I was in semen retention, I wouldn't flinch. I would be just there. Like if somebody was talking to me, I would be able to look at them straight in the eye. Now obviously, don't be too creepy, just like look away once in a while, make sure you're looking natural. But yeah, so your eye contact will go down a bit, your motivation will go down a bit, your testosterone goes down a bit, which means you won't be working out as hard and as strong. But in terms of like connecting to your mental, I think your mental actually clears up more, because again, there's post-nut clarity, and post-nut clarity has already said that once you relapse, your brain gets this clear thoughts, and like everything that was questionable, it's cleared up right now. And that's so true. Like I can believe that. Oh, I almost caught it. I can believe that, because the thing is, right after, like I said, after I relapsed, I went back and I was having this conversation with people. It was different, because I was able to just clearly think what I needed to say and just say it. Like it's funny, because when I was talking to people before, I was still doing great conversations, I was having fun conversations. But when I was having a conversation, it almost sounds like sometimes I missed like what I was like. I kept the conversation going, but sometimes to create an emotion, sometimes you have to say the right thing to trigger an emotion, right? So let's say if somebody said something funny, you would probably say something funny back. But it's like me, if I was talking and somebody said something funny, because I was so stuck in my head, I didn't even realize that they said something funny, and it was time to create a fun vibe, and then probably go back to conversation. I just keep the conversation at a conversation, because you stay too direct with semen retention. Again, that's also one of the things. You're very direct, you're very straightforward, and in a way, you become very your own way. You only look at life your own way. You don't really want to look at life any other ways, any other perspectives, any other ways to enjoy it, because if you enjoy yourself, you don't really give a shit if somebody else has another way to do it. But when you're off it, you're a little bit more open-minded, you're willing to accept more other people's opinion, you're still you, hopefully if you have the boundaries. Like I have all the boundaries, like logically, I'm not gonna say emotionally, logically, I genuinely believe at least 85% I know exactly what I have to do. Like I know where to create a boundary, where to create an emotion, where to talk to someone, where not to talk to someone, what to do with my life, what I should do to help people's lives if people don't want it, when to walk away. Like I've learned all these things. Therefore, even when I'm off semen retention, because I am aware of all of these things, I can do so. I can still be the person I need to be to get what I need to get. But when I'm on semen retention, everything that I do is intensely intensified for me. Now, because it's intensified for me, somebody else might feel it or somebody else might not. It just all depends. There's also a thing called state of law transference, which is basically that, which means whatever you're feeling, the other person's feeling. So if you're feeling very intensely about yourself, the other person's also probably feeling very intensely about themselves, like through your lungs. Like obviously the way you feel about yourself, everybody else in this entire universe feels like that, which is crazy to me. Like I could never imagine somebody else feeling the way I feel about myself, like they feel the same way. It's like impossible to me, because when I look at them, I'm like, then why are you doing this, why are you doing that? But what you gotta understand is people just make different decisions based on where they are and what level of consciousness they've developed in their mind, and then they go and grow through that. So yeah, Anyways, it's almost 20 minutes, and I think I have covered everything about this topic. And once you're in semen retention, one of the other things, and this I swear this is the last thing I'm gonna add. One of the things you get is you tend to talk a lot because you have the energy. So if you have a lot of energy in your body and you want to express it out, you're gonna do it in multiple ways. You're gonna talk a lot, you're gonna work out a lot, you're gonna run a lot, you're gonna run your mind a bit more on the right path of things. And because it's the right path of things and it's a lot of thinking you haven't done before, you're gonna write processing it, and you're gonna process the right amount of thoughts to put it exactly where it needs to be and make it move forward. So the deal is, semen retention, I feel like for every one of you guys watching, the 99%, that's what I would say, for the 99%, you would probably have to, for the 99%, I would probably say you have to do it because you just haven't done it. Like you have probably never, ever gone a day without just busting. And that's a problem because your brain dopamine receptors are so fucked up and you don't even know what your real personality really is like. And you really need to know that. You really need to know what your own body's capable of doing. Even a couple years ago, I was vegetarian for 4 years. Why did I do that? There's multiple reasons why I did that. But what I've realized is like there's different versions of you depending on how you take care of yourself. And you should really get to know every version of yourself, because why not? Because what if you just like another version of yourself better? So do it for weeks, do it for months, do what it is. But I'll be honest, I don't think the real benefits is like when you're a couple weeks in. The real benefits come in when you're months in. And I haven't even touched a year yet. I'll be honest, it was my goal since the last November 5th till when I messed up this year, which was April the 2nd, to go a whole year. But again, I haven't pushed that boundary yet, but we'll see. Maybe this year. I'm optimistic. I'm never a pessimist. I'm never downing myself. I'm hoping maybe I will push it to 365 this time, and we'll see how it goes. There's a lot of growth to be done, but again, I have to keep adding on my progress to see how it goes. So yeah, so let me just summarize basically what I think happens when you're on and off it. So when you're on it, you're going to gain more social skills. You're going to gain more confidence too. You're also going to gain more motivation. You're going to want to work out, and your energy becomes very intense. When you're off it, you actually have more post-nut clarity, so you can think better. Emotionally, I'm just gonna add it real quick. Emotionally, you will care more when you're off it. When you're on it, you don't give a shit about anything. Even if you fuck up, something embarrasses you, don't even care. Like logically, you think about it, but you don't even care. So when you're off it, you're gonna realize that you emotionally care a little bit more, but you also tend to make more conversations with people. Again, hopefully if you're a socialist or not. Yeah, you tend to take life a bit more chilled. You become a bit more content with who you are right now. Like if you are not really happy with what's going around, or if you're feeling like the energy is too intense because you're doing too much or you feel too burnt out, when you do relapse or when you do bust, you're gonna realize that finally you can relax a bit and be more in the moment and just be relaxed with the moment. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I still believe that there's more benefits to doing semen retention than not. But at the end of the day, you have to make the right decision for yourself. If you feel like too much semen retention is taking over you, then it's time to take a quick break. But also, if you realize that you've taken a break and you're catching yourself off guard, it's time to get back in the process. All right, guys, with that being said, that was a very fun conversation to have with you guys. I'm amazed. It's my day off. I'm really happy that I get to come back and have a quick conversation with you guys before I go back. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, man. Please subscribe. You know what? I'm just going to be dropping amazing content like this for you guys, and I'm just going to keeping you posted with my journey and your journey, and I want you guys to hold me accountable. Right now, at this point, because I've relapsed so many times, I've realized this channel is not even about just helping everybody anymore. It's about helping me, and the way I'm going to do that is by making videos so you guys can hold me accountable. So please, hold me fucking accountable. Subscribe, drop a comment below, share this video with like-minded people, and with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace!